So what is a test pit? A test pit is a small trench. It's usually square, measures 1 metre by 1 metre. It's something that anybody can dig in their back garden or any other part of their property that's available. We dig it methodically, layer by layer, keeping fines from each layer separate, and generally we tend to not go below the depth of about 1 metre. If you need a ladder to get out, you've gone down too far. Although it's quite a small space, you may be lucky in some test pits and actually encounter proper archaeological features such as pits, post holes or even a wall. But even if you just find bits of pottery, when all the information's gathered together, its value is enormous. Whilst the results from one test pit may be interesting, the real value of test pitting is when you've done a large number within your village, and then we can plot the results on the map and you will be amazed about the patterns that can emerge that tell us how the village has developed. So what is it we expect to get from the test pit? Well, the main thing is going to be the finds. This can range from pottery, metalwork, animal bone, bits of building material. All of these objects can usually be dated. They will allow us to start plotting in detail the historic sequence, and certainly for Easton we may even have a chance of starting to locate exactly where the priory was and its impact on the plan and development of the village. In addition to the pottery, you will find a lot of brick and tile. Keep all of it. Even brick and tile can be dated. We can distinguish the difference between Roman, medieval and say Georgian or Victorian brick, so keep it all. You will probably also find pieces of glass. Now do be careful when digging glass because it stays sharp throughout the centuries. But again, keep all of it. You may be tempted to think all glass is modern. That's not the case. The earliest glass we find in this country dates from the beginning of the Roman period. So glass again will give us an indication of date and status. Animal bone and shell will also be a common find. Again, keep all of this. Once it's washed, the animal bone can give us a great insight into the species that were being exploited. We can identify domestic animals such as pig, cow and sheep, and wild animals such as deer which may have been hunted. Similarly, the shell will be very informative. You may find oyster shell. Oysters have been a great convenience food since the prehistoric period, so all animal remains and shell will help us to build the story of the economy and diet of the population. Obviously, as you're digging a hole, you're going to come across a lot of stone. Much of this will probably be natural, but you may see pieces of flint, and flint can often be worked and evidence of prehistoric activity. Any flint you see, keep it in the tray, it can be washed, and if we can then see it's worked, it'll tell us more about the earliest origins and inhabitants of the village. You're also going to find metalwork, most commonly objects of iron, especially nails. They're all important, keep everything. You may even find objects of bronze or copper alloy, or if you're particularly fortunate, a coin or a buckle, something which can be dated closely and again give us an indication of the status of the site. That gives you a flavour of what you're likely to find in your test pit. So we've now got our context trays full of a variety of finds. There's no doubt going to be a temptation to immediately start washing and cleaning this material to get a better look. Please wait. Wait till your archaeological advisor comes, can look through the trays and see which material is quite robust and what is fragile. Then we can segregate what needs washing immediately or what needs to be cleaned more carefully. This is important because even with something like pottery, it is possible to remove surface detail that will give us an indication of date. Similarly with metalwork, it is very easy to remove fine detail in the surface corrosion products. So resist temptation and await the arrival of your advisor.